About a month ago, I made a video on the recent decline of real-time strategy games, covering the general decrease in releases that this genre had. At the time, I had no idea what the consequences of releasing that video would be. Had no clue that one comment would lead me to lose hundreds of hours of my free time and introduce me to my newest addiction.
Beyond All Reason is an amazing free-to-play RTS game that is of very large scale. Would recommend.
This is Beyond All Reason. It's a large-scale, multiplayer, real-time strategy game built as a spiritual successor to Total Annihilation. And large-scale might be an understatement. The battles in Beyond All Reason are enormous. Its gameplay is highly demanding, and its intensity is absolutely exhilarating, to the point where, like I said, I can't stop playing. At its core, Bar is like most real-time strategy games. It's about resource collection, base expansion, and, most importantly, pumping out units as quickly and efficiently as possible. This means in each match, economy management, base building, and high-speed tactical combat come together in a beautiful chaos that stretches across huge battlefields with multiple players. And that's what makes Beyond All Reason so unique. Its multiplayer aspect. This is because it means that at any given moment of time, the amount of things that are all going on at once is mind-bending. It's not uncommon for a single game to end with thousands of units clashing, each controlled by different players, massive artillery cannons firing across the map, and nuclear warheads lighting up the sky on either side. And when I say I've become addicted to this exact gameplay, I mean I haven't been this hooked on a strategy game since LEGO Battles. I mean, there's no end to the tactics you can try in Bar, or the mechanics you can master, and that's exactly what has made it so dangerously addictive. I wake up, play Bar. Get off work, play Bar. Even when working, I'm watching replays and live streams to learn and better my playing style. There's been so few times in my life that a game has gripped me this hard, this intensely. The desire I have to be better and rise the ranks. The urge that has gripped me to learn more and more. It's become palpable in its strength. I struggle to imagine how this game remained out of my sightlines for so long and now feel the need to share it with everyone I can. And with that said, here's a look at the greatest strategy game I've played in years. It's free, it's brilliant, it's Beyond All Reason. So, what exactly is Beyond All Reason? I know I've already given a quick rundown, but this game has layers. Layers in how it plays, and layers in how it came to be. Because Bar didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's the result of over a decade of passion from a dedicated modding community, and understanding that history makes what they've achieved even more impressive. But first, let's break down how Bar actually plays. You see, unlike most real-time strategy games like Age of Empires or StarCraft, where you're handed a bunch of workers or villagers at the start, each round of Bar begins with just one unit, your commander. And that commander, he's everything. He can build your early economy, tank enemy fire, and one-shot any enemy unit or building with his deadly disintegrator gun. The commander is also your win condition. If you eliminate the enemy commander or commanders, you win the game. But to do that, you're going to need an army. And to build that army, you're going to need an economy. You see, the economy of Bar is simple at first, but can easily be called the most complicated part of the game. While Bar only has two resources, metal and energy, those resources scale exponentially, and so does the cost of your troops. But to keep it simple, metal is the cost of building. Small units cost a little bit of metal, and massive units cost a lot. And energy is, well, energy. It powers everything, your structures, your units' weapons, even your factories are powered by energy. There's a bunch of ways to get both of these resources, and as you expand, like I said, your economy will scale exponentially. But the core idea is simple. The stronger your economy, the bigger your army, and the more chaos you can unleash, especially when you have other armies at your side. Because as I said, what makes Bar unique and where it really shines is its multiplayer, especially in its iconic 8v8 matches, where each player plays a specific role on the battlefield. You could be the one in charge of pumping out units to secure the front line, or the guy who's in the back lines basically playing Factorio to build a massive economy that will boost his teammates. You could be controlling the seas with a massive naval fleet, or dominating the skies and plotting bombing runs. Every player has a role to play, and with that, has the potential to carry their team to victory, which just further adds to the addicting feel of the game. When all of these roles come together, it creates a rich multiplayer, which Beyond All Reason thrives in. It excels at showcasing the ever-changing strategies and battlefields that make every match feel unique, and give the player the sense that there's always more to do and learn. There's a captivating beauty of watching two equally skilled teams battling it out, witnessing the ever-changing front lines, being a part of devastating pushes, and contributing to the construction of insane weapons of mass destruction. Great matches like these create cinematic battles that span entire maps and showcase thousands of units clashing at the same time. It's quite something to be a part of. And what makes all of this even more impressive is that BAR didn't come from a major studio. It came from a modding community, one that's been building, refining, and evolving this formula for over a decade. As I mentioned at the start of this video, Beyond All Reason exists as a spiritual successor to the 1997 classic Total Annihilation. In the mid-2000s, towards the end of Total Annihilation's life cycle, the game went open source, and with that, a wave of new TA-inspired projects emerged from within the community. This is where the roots of BAR began, initially as a simple visual overhaul for one of those early Total Annihilation projects. Naturally, over time, the project grew in scope, and went from simply remaking all of Total Annihilation's assets into making a brand new standalone game. Now, almost 20 years since the earliest work on the game began, BAR is growing more than ever. It's being updated faster, its community is surging, and the total player count is rising ever higher. And it's not hard to see why. For it being free, there's an abundance of content within this game. For instance, let's just look at the total amount of units we have here. For each match you play, you get to choose between one of three factions. Usually between the main two, Armada and Cortex, but sometimes there's a third experimental faction known as Legion. I bring this up to showcase that each of these factions has their own units, their own bots, their own vehicles, their own planes, their own ships, their own tech trees to master, and their own weapons of chaos that can be constructed. Having this much variety in how you approach a single match, paired with the ever-changing playstyles of those on your team, leads to a game where no match ever feels quite the same, and forces the player to constantly learn and adapt. It's this abundance of variety that keeps the game interesting and has me hooked every moment I play it. I mean, I could talk for hours about the intricacies of this game, the behemoths of artillery you can build, the overlapping strategies you can come up with, and the love the community has for this game. But for this video, I just wanted to introduce you to the game and share with y'all what I've been obsessed with recently. And if even a small part of this game looks interesting to you, I highly recommend checking it out. It's free, and it's quite easy to find. Just type Beyond All Reason into any browser, click download, and boom, welcome to BAR. There's plenty of great videos out there for beginners, and a community that's ready to support those trying to learn. So don't feel too intimidated, and give it a shot. And if you find yourself completely lost, consider joining the Discord in the description below. I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. As always, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, or even subscribing. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.